Ever notice how some Christians treat ministry like it's a competition? Who's got the biggest platform? Who's getting more followers? Who's baptizing more people? John the Baptist's disciples did the same thing. They saw Jesus' ministry growing and said, Rabbi, the one you testified about is baptizing, and everyone is going to him. Sounds like they were worried that Jesus was stealing the spotlight. But John, he wasn't threatened. He was thrilled. He must increase, but I must decrease. John knew his mission wasn't about himself. It was about Jesus. Just like the best man celebrates the groom, John rejoiced at Jesus' growing ministry. Imagine you're at a wedding. The best man stands up to give a toast. Now, what would you think if he started making that speech all about himself? Telling stories, cracking inside jokes, making sure he gets all the attention. That's not his job. The best man's role is to point to the bride and groom, to celebrate their love, and to make everyone present fall in love with their story. That's exactly what John the Baptist did when his disciples tried to stir up competition between him and Jesus. They said, look, everyone's going to him. But instead of being jealous, John responded with humility. I am not the Christ, but I have been sent before him. The bride belongs to the bridegroom. The friend of the bridegroom stands and listens for him and rejoices greatly at the bridegroom's voice. John knew his role. He was the best man, not the groom. Jesus is the bridegroom, and the church is his bride. John's mission was to point people to Jesus, not himself. And once the bridegroom arrived, John knew it was time for him to fade into the background so Christ could take center stage. And here's the truth. It's never been about us. Your following, your influence, your platform, they're not yours. They're God's. Any influence, any platform is given to us by God to glorify Him, not ourselves. We are the lamps, but Jesus is the light. Our job is to be the lamps that shine light. But once the true light comes, Jesus, we step back and let Him shine. As believers, preachers, evangelists, Christian content creators, are we making the message about Jesus or about ourselves? Are we trying to one-up each other, or are we rejoicing when others are reaching lost souls? The gospel isn't a competition. It's a celebration of the bridegroom taking his bride. So here's the challenge. If the message is reaching more people, rejoice. If souls are being saved, praise God. And if someone else's ministry is growing, cheer them on. The world doesn't need more best men who want the spotlight. It needs more people who are willing to make the toast that makes more people fall in love with the bridegroom.